Let's go, welcome back to Rizo Invest. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, which is crashing right now. We called this move on the channel about 2 to 3 days back. I was telling you guys that Bitcoin is going to crash, and this is exactly what is going down now. I'm going to be explaining where Bitcoin is heading, so this is a very important video. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you guys want to be part of the premium group, do join below today at rizoinvest.com. The link is down below. You'll be trading with myself, Rizo Invest, #1 trader. By joining the premium group today, you will have full access to the 100x altcoin watchlist, the bull market strategy guide, as well as the exclusive inner circle. We have one more space left, so do join today. It is a one-time fee for a lifetime access. Okay, let's go through Bitcoin at this point in time. First things first, let's take a look at the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame has not painted much of a picture over the past 6 to 8 months. We have obviously dumped down from the high over here at about 125k to the low here at about 60k. In fact, some people might call this a bullish move because there is a range over here in Bitcoin. Back over here in March 2024 to the breakout here in November 2024, Bitcoin was ranging over here at the range low at $58,000 and a range high here at $71,000. Many people would say that this entire breakdown over here is what we call a deviation or a sweep of the liquidity. The rationale is because this was a key level of resistance back over here in 2024, and then it flipped into a key level of support over here. And usually how the market actually moves is that there will be lots of longs at this area. Liquidity is swept as the longs get stopped out before a reversal of the market. So on the monthly time frame, there can be arguments that this is potentially the bottom of Bitcoin itself. But let's not be too naive. Let's take a look at where we are on the weekly time frame. This is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and taking a look, we are currently trading above the bull market support band. However, we are at a critical area. I mentioned previously that trading above the bull market support band is a sign that we are potentially in a bull market, but it is not a 100% specific sign that we are confirmed in a bull market. The rationale behind this is because there has been multiple instances where Bitcoin actually trade above the bull market support band over here, you can see, but we eventually break down below the bull market support band. Over here as well, back in the 2020 market in January, we traded above the bull market support band, but we were unable to hold it as a form of support, and we dumped down over here to about 3k, right? And this was during the COVID crash where people thought that pretty much crypto was dead. Okay, so looking back at where we are at this point in time, we have broke through the bull market support band 1 or 2 weeks ago on the 4th of May 2026. Currently, we are trading at about 79.3k. If you take note, the 21-week EMA currently lies over here at about 78.8k, and the bottom of the bull market support band lies over here at about 75.7k. So this is a key area that Bitcoin actually needs to hold within the next 1 week itself, or 2 days and 7 hours. I firstly want to see Bitcoin close above 78.8k, and next thing is that in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I want to see that Bitcoin holds above 75.7k itself. However, as I explained previously, Bitcoin has yet to revisit the 200-week moving average, and for many of you, I've actually explained that the 200-week moving average is a key level that Bitcoin needs to hit before this entire market cycle is actually reset. You can see that throughout the history of Bitcoin, the 200-week moving average is always hit as a form of support before the run-up to a new bull market, right? You can see that always occurs. And you can see that currently, inflation is going sky high, right? The probability of a rate hike is increasing from 3.5 to 3.75 to possibly even 4% on interest rates. And I explained previously that this will result in a decreased amount of borrowing as interest rates actually rise up, and this equals to less liquidity in the market and therefore less demand. So the 200-week moving average is actually where I think that Bitcoin is going to bottom out. And if you actually take a look at the Fibonacci sequence as well, you can actually see that the retracement over here would bring a nice level over here at about 0.618 to 0.5. I think that what is actually going to happen is that Bitcoin may potentially hit up just a bit more to the 0.382, or it might just dump down from this region over here. In any case, I think that the level that Bitcoin will actually find a support in is somewhere over here between the 0.618 as well as the 0.5, but more in coinciding with this price action here at the 200-week moving average. So what I actually envision for Bitcoin is that we might hit higher, right? We have rate hikes, we have the interest rate staying very, very high, decrease in liquidity, hit towards the downside, possibly bounce off the 0.5 Fibonacci sequence over here, and then we find a support at the 200-week moving average between the 0.618 and between the 0.5 region. And there's a clear signal as to why this is ongoing. We have not retraced back into a 200-week moving average. Rate hikes are on the cards right now. Interest rate is pretty much still very high. The Fed balance sheet is starting to shrink, and essentially inflation is still very, very high at this point in time. So liquidity is going to get sucked out of the market, and the probability of Bitcoin hitting down is very, very high. Of course, as I explained previously, this retracement is going to be temporary. Once we hit the 200-week moving average, or once we hit this level of the Fibonacci retracement, then I think that essentially Bitcoin will be heading up for here, and you can potentially see that we are pretty much going to have this kind of movement towards the upside thereafter before we hit a new all-time high. All right, somewhere, of course, all this will be quite expedited. I think we can hit this somewhere around the start of 2027 to the mid of 2027. So for those of you who are trading, for those of you who are in my premium group over here, I've really explained to you guys how we'll be playing this market, how we're exactly entering the shorts and the longs, where we'll be taking profits, and how much leverage we're using. This is a key area for you. Shorting Bitcoin at this point in time can be very beneficial, assuming that you have a very, very good stop loss. Ideally, you want to put a stop loss somewhere around here and aim your target somewhere around this region over here. And this will be a good trade for actually some of you. Well, of course, the details will be placed in the premium group itself. Nevertheless, do be very careful if you're trying to long Bitcoin at this point in time. There's a high probability that we get rejected off this 0.382 Fibonacci level, hit down towards 65k, 62k, that region, find a form of support at the 0.618 or the 200-week moving average before we head up there. Of course, be very, very aware that the market is not looking good. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq, they're all getting wiped out at this point in time, and with good reason why. The rationale is because liquidity is getting absorbed out from the market. Okay, so I hope that this video is able to help you guys understand a bit more as to how Bitcoin is actually moving. Very, very bearish in the short term in the next 1 to 2 weeks, but definitely bullish in the next 3 to 6 months time. I hope that this video is able to help you guys understand a bit more as to where we're heading in the coming days, and if you have any questions at all, do drop in the comment section down below. I hope that this video is able to help you. Definitely do join the premium group down below today. It's a one-time fee for a lifetime access. Change your life today. You have full access to the 100x.com watch list, bull market strategy guide, as well as the exclusive inner circle. And as always, invest safe.